Hi, everybody. Well, I want to talk about this story. Really not a cruise story, but it's something that really is personal to me because of my past medical history with this story of what just happened to this one gentleman. So, a gentleman was feeling discomfort. His name was Bill Bryan. He was 70 years old, father, grandfather, married, and he was receiving stomach pains and issues. And he went to the hospital. Now, he went to the hospital and they decided, oh, we have to remove your spleen. And apparently, the surgeon did not remove the spleen. He removed the liver, not a chunk of liver, the entire liver. And he started bleeding profusely and actually passed away right there on the table in utter disbelief to the family and actually the other medical team that was there during the surgery. And as soon as I heard the story, I go to myself, I can't believe this happened. For one thing, the spleen is on the complete opposite side of your liver. It's also about a quarter of the size. Like a spleen is much, much smaller than your liver. I've had liver surgery. I've had sections taken out of my liver. So I've been through these surgeries, and it's rather shocking to me because here's the situation of what happens to myself when I go into a surgery here in Ottawa, Canada. I would go and I'd meet with the esthetician, I'd meet with the doctor ahead of time in my prepper room where you get changed and everything. You're into the waiting room getting ready to go into surgery. You're in the prep room. And they put this hot blanket on you that has like an air blanket, breathing hot air, so it warms up your body. So you have this temperature, you're going in, you're not cold, it's easier for them to work, your blood is circulating more, etc. Then they wheel you outside the operating room on the gurney, and the anesthesiologist will come out and talk to you one more time, double check that you have had no reactions in the past or anything like that, and if you're nervous, they'll talk to you about things because being nervous can also affect your body when you're going in for surgeries. And then the doctor comes out and the nurse, and they'll talk to you about the procedure that's going to go on, and so you're not scared when you walk into the actual operating table when all this action is happening around you and you're kind of sitting there and lying there, etc. Very, very reassuring when they come out and talk to you like this is what we're going to do. Are you okay? And how are things? Very reassuring that way. At least that's this. And remember, I've had 8 surgeries since being diagnosed with cancer. So this is the process. Then they wheel you into the operating room, and the doctors will come up to you and say, introduce themselves one more time to you and say, Mr. Terrace, do you know what we're doing here today? And I say, yes, you are taking a section of my liver out. And they will say, that's correct. Or in the case of my adrenal gland, when I had that surgery, they'll say, Mr. Terrace, you know what you're doing? I say, yes, you are removing my adrenal gland. They will say, do you know which adrenal gland we're removing? And I will say, yes, I know it's the left-hand side, or no, I don't. And they will reinstate that this is the one they're doing. And everybody hears it in the operating room. And everybody has been prepping for this operation. So if they hear something wrong, they will speak up and they will talk. Even putting in the anesthesia to me, you can hear them discussing which one they should use, which would be better for this particular surgery. And they discuss while you're right there so you're hearing everything. And then they also mark your body where they're going to have the surgery with a marker. Now, in the case now in Florida where the gentleman had his liver removed, I'm thinking to myself, did they not go through this procedure? Did they not mark the body? Did they not have this discussion while the gentleman was there? I don't know the situation, how they do things in the United States. I know this is the procedure here in Ottawa, Canada. That's the only one I know. I'm not a medical professional, but I know I feel so much reassurance from my situation the way they do it here, and I'm hoping that's the way they do it everywhere, because it would help a lot of patients. Now, what's really terrifying about this is not only did the doctor remove an organ that should have been easily identifiable as the wrong organ. You do not remove an entire liver. It's like removing your heart. You will die. Simple as that. You cannot remove the entire one. You would have to be hooked up immediately to the machines and kept there for life. That doesn't happen. And he misidentified an object about this big in your body for an object about this big in your body. That's a scary thing for a surgeon to have done. And as the lawyer is going through what's called a pre-trial right now in Florida, where you have to, before you can sue the hospital, you kind of have to go through this pre-lawsuit that will, say, yes, there was negligence involved here of any kind, etc. Well, the lawyer has now come out and said that that very same doctor was also involved in a wrong site surgery. That's what they call this, a wrong site surgery, where they remove the wrong item during a surgery. Because apparently he allegedly, this is allegedly because it's still going through the courts, he removed a pancreas instead of an adrenal gland. And it's starting to go, how is this possible? How can a doctor do this not once, but twice, and do it on such a grand scale that you misidentify an item that's this big for an item that's that big? Not only that, the item that's that big, if you took it out, you're basically killing the patient on the table. You might as well have just removed the head or grabbed the heart and pulled it out. It turned out to be the exact same result. That is terrifying to me.